All right, what's up, guys? We're back. James was waving
Well,
at the camera because he didn't know I was here.
I no,
I
I
don't I
didn't
don't
know
know
you were
what he
doing
was
one more.
thinking there, but
This dude. Okay.
it's gonna get kind of crazy today. We got a lot to cover today. Um,
We got the biggest news since
Dude,
Tom Brady retired.
that's what I'm saying. Like this is crazy stuff. So without further ado, let's get into our top five news. This is probably the biggest like news flash we've had. I mean, this is only our second like podcast of doing this, but like this is the biggest week of news I think I've seen in a long time. Mainly, mainly basketball. We got some football news in here as well. Um, I think we got to start at five and work our way down because the last one we might have to spend a little bit of time on. But number
Yeah,
five,
so let's
Miles
start.
Garrett officially requested a trade today.
Shocking. I didn't expect that, honestly. I mean, I just I don't know if they'll honors trade anyway,
Well, last
but
year, or not last year, a couple weeks ago, and multiple times they've said that a trade request will not be honored to Miles Garrett. But as we just saw in the NBA, anything's possible no matter how untouchable you are. So
yeah.
I could legitimately see a couple first rounders and a lower level defensive player go for Miles Garrett easily from somebody like I guess I don't know. I could honestly see Cincinnati doing it, but you all don't have the money to spend on him right now because he's up for contract next year or the year after. Uh,
We just need him for a year, so
you just need him for 1 year Super Bowl,
yeah.
and then he can
We
walk.
just honestly, I mean, let's him just use him as a bridge for these young guys coming in.
Bro, just use him as the distraction, and then let Logan Wilson come around because Trey Hendrickson's probably gone. I doubt that he stays. So you
He's
kind of
got another year on his contract. He has
I
another
know,
year.
but like he's probably gonna request a trade. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, they ain't gonna honor it.
No,
So
they're not gonna honor it, and I could potentially see them franchise tagging him next year
yeah, they probably will. I mean,
because
that's what
like
they like to do.
as long as they can re-sign T, they'll franchise tag Trey Henderson.
Yeah, but
Um,
I think, I mean, if we trade for Garrett, that would just boost our defense so much because we just couldn't get pressure besides Hendrickson. So I mean, that would be a great fit. I mean, who else? I mean,
People have
do the
talked about
Rams
the
need some D line
Rams.
help?
I don't want him.
Yeah,
I don't want him because one reason is our ends are fine. Braden Fisk on the interior. We've got Jared Verse and Byron Young on the outside. I don't think we need him. One, he's late 20s, getting close to 30. Um, he would free up a lot for our rookies and our young guys, but I don't think I want that locker room presence, the dramatics that come with him. And
yeah,
I'm not saying
yeah. I
that
mean,
he
you
is
guys got a
dramatic,
young D
but
line, so
yeah, and we have a very young defense, and I think I like where we're headed. I don't think we need to add anything. Maybe secondary. I like where our primary defense is at.
I
But
agree.
I think
Okay.
his biggest benefit would be to go somewhere that I don't want to call him like a championship hunter, but he does kind of he does deserve some winning. He's been on the Browns for
Oh
what
yeah,
7 years now,
yeah. I don't
and
think
he
he's had a
hasn't.
winning season.
They had one winning season. They were 9-8 and went to the playoffs.
Oh,
That's the year
okay.
that they had. Was that the year? I think it was the year that Baker Mayfield almost beat Chad Henne and the Kansas City Chiefs to knock him out of the playoffs. But I think
Jeez.
a team that would benefit is potentially like the Bills, Commanders, someone that's already a contender, and then we'll see him get called a championship hunter. But he deserves it. He's been in the
Yeah, I mean,
slums for years now.
even the Texans like pairing him with Will Anderson. That'd be really good. Um,
Well, they got Daniil Hunter as well. So if you put those three
no, they don't.
together, nasty.
They do? Oh, I thought he went. Okay, yeah, they do have him. My bad.
Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about Texas doesn't need another edge, but
Well, Daniil Hunter can
I mean,
play
there's
the
plenty of teams.
inside. He can play the interior if he has to. But
Yeah,
I
they'd be
think he'd
stacked.
benefit. I think he'd benefit from somewhere like Buffalo. They're gonna see Von Miller retire this year, next year. You're gonna see. Bobby Wagner leaves the Commanders in the next couple of years, so you got to have somebody to replace that, and that would be a great
Yeah,
fit.
even a team like the Commanders, they need D-line help.
Oh yeah,
So
Jonathan
let's go
Allen
into
can't
the
do it all.
Jags. Let's go into the Jags linebacker coach.
Oh, I didn't send you the new outline, but we'll talk about that too. Uh, so the Jags hire the Packers linebacker coach to be their defensive coordinator, and people don't know this unless you're like deep into the Packers, like my father is. Um, he is the best linebackers coach, and as you can probably see, the Packers always have one of the best linebacker cores. Whether they're big names or not, they're always really good. They get pressure, they get interceptions, they get deflections, they get sacks. Going back all the way to Clay Matthews, this guy's been there, and he's probably the best linebackers coach we've ever seen in football.
Yeah, I mean they always have good line. Even that defense. I mean the defense last year was getting turnovers like crazy. Linebacker play is great,
They
and you
saved
love to
Jordan
see
Love.
it.
They saved Jordan Love's job,
Yeah, big time. Because Jordan Love is not a great quarterback in my opinion. He's just
averaging
too loose
1.8
with the ball.
interceptions per game, and you're the second highest paid quarterback in league history. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I don't agree
But
with that, but
we've got the De'Aaron Fox Zach LaVine trade, and I'm just gonna call it that because the rest of the pieces don't matter too much. I mean, the Kings got 3 first round picks out of the 3 team trade. Um, the Spurs now have De'Aaron Fox, which is going to be a nasty pick and roll for Wemby. That is just it. They have Chris Paul too. So if you're starting Chris Paul and De'Aaron Fox, you're basically making the Lob City Clippers with a 7-4 guy. And
nasty.
you got probably like the top 3 most clutch player in the league. You've got probably the most disciplined, smart player in the league in Chris Paul, and a future probably top 10 player all time in Victor Wembanyama. So,
Yeah,
and we'll get in. Go ahead.
a lot of UK players moving around here recently.
Yeah, yeah, we're seeing these guys get moved a lot. Um, and I think one of the big things we see here isn't it? It's big with Kentucky players. They don't stay happy very long. And I
No,
think you can kind of root that back to college because most of these guys that are doing that are one and dones. And I'm not saying that one and dones are bad, which I'm sure you'll hear me get into one and done players at some point. Um, but these guys don't stay happy, and I think it roots back to college when they're just trying to get in and out, and they get to the league and they want to be happy, but when they don't produce, they get sent away. They don't stay happy in one team. And I'm not just saying it's just Kentucky players; it's everybody. We got and if you look at guys that went to small colleges, they stay at their teams for a while, unless they just aren't that good. Like you see, Steph
yeah,
Curry went to Davidson, Klay Thompson went to Washington State. They were in Golden State for 10 plus years. They were there for a long time. Um, but I think we spent enough time on that. But what do you think about the trade? Do you think Zach LaVine going to the Kings is a good move?
I mean Levine can make a big impact, but I feel like the Spurs benefited more. I mean,
Oh, the Spurs definitely
honestly,
benefit more. And I think one of the things that I'm confused about is one of the talks last year and DeMar DeRozan signing with the Kings was because him and Zach LaVine didn't get along off the court. And now they're on the same team again in Sacramento. So I don't and it really to me it looks like they just rebuilt the 2023 Bulls. Sabonis and Vucevic, very similar players. They've got a slight jump shot. They're good rebounders. They're good passers. DeRozan and LaVine. You've got Keegan Murray at the 4. He's very similar to Patrick Williams. And then you've got probably Davion Mitchell starting at the point now, and he's very similar to Kobe White. They've got a team like the Bulls, and that's not a good thing. The Bulls were third to last in the league in overall record last year, so I don't like. Personally, I don't like it for the Kings. I think the Spurs will flourish from this. But moving on,
yeah, I agree with you.
not much time spent on this. Just DeJounte Murray tears his Achilles. So the Pelicans will be without him. They're third to last in the West right now, fourth to last in the league overall. So I don't see that impacting them any worse than it already has him. Him being on the court didn't really do much. It's just going to put more workload on CJ McCollum, who's already not doing a lot anyway. And then I'm sure you saw this. Justin Tucker is the new Deshaun Watson. He got
Yeah,
banned
dude.
from multiple massage parlors in the last week. He is now being charged with sexual assault, sexual misconduct, all kinds of things. Basically, what we saw from Deshaun Watson 2 years ago, Justin Tucker's going through right now.
Dude, it's just disgusting behavior from these NFL players, and I can't
Yeah,
believe it.
like I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Get all that
Um,
money and then you lose your mind. It's about how it
yeah,
goes.
maybe instead of going to get massages, maybe you should focus on making kicks. He had a horrible year this year.
Yeah, he had his worst year yet. I mean, it was just I
I
couldn't believe
think
it, honestly, the downfall.
this was a worse percentage year than his rookie season.
Really.
Yeah, and his rookie
I
season,
didn't check that.
yeah, I think this was statistically by far his worst year. And I mean, he was still up over, I think he was like 60%. But we've got Harrison Butker, Jake Bates, Brandon Aubrey. They're making 85, 90%. And then Chris Boswell, I think he made like 97.5% of his kicks this year. I think he missed like one PAT and 3 field goals all season. Man's
Yeah,
a
he
different
carried me in
animal.
fantasy, so
Yeah, he was the wide receiver 10 and the running back 5 or something like that. He was
yeah, he was
crazy.
pretty incredible. I mean,
I love how
it
we
definitely saved me.
I love how we have a Justin Tucker segment turn into a Chris Boswell segment. But getting
We
on to
always
the
get off track.
it's inevitable. Getting on to the big fish. Luka Doncic to the Lakers. Anthony
Most
Davis to
random
the Dallas
trade ever.
Mavericks. And as you saw in the intro, the Mavs are stupid. They just gave up their future. Anthony Davis is 31 years old. And he's not going to be a LeBron James. He's not going to play till he's 47. He's maybe 35. 36 is a stretch for that guy.
Yeah.
And when you have Kyrie, who's on his way out as well, like they got a 2029 first round pick, and when they told Kyrie that they got a 2029 first round pick, he goes, "Why would you try and get a future and try to say it helps me when I'm not going to be here in 2029? He's going to retire before then. He's 32. He's not going to
Yeah.
play until he's 40 as well. Like, he's not going to be here in 2029."
This trade is definitely very odd. I mean, even I remember when it first happened, you literally called me 10 minutes later. It was like 12:30 at night. You were freaking out.
I
It was, I mean,
jumped out of bed. Dog starts barking. Like I was freaking out. Um, I think the Lakers absolutely fleeced the Mavs.
yeah, I agree.
You get rid of Anthony Davis, which he's been solid this year. He's having his best year since he was like I think came fourth in MVP voting in 2017 at the Pelicans. Um, LeBron called him the best player on the Lakers, and I never heard LeBron say anybody was better than him on the court, on his team. So that's a first. But they do get rid of the fact that he is potentially not on the court a lot.
Yeah.
Which Luka's out right now, but Luka, first 7 seasons, this is his first like big missed time. He's been over 70 games a season almost every year.
Yeah, he's been very consistent, so
And last year he was
he
a
won't miss
scoring
too much.
leader. He's got 5 All-Stars in 7 years. Anthony Davis is a superstar, but Luka is a generational talent. Like your top 3, 4 players in the world, probably for his entire career. And you see Maxi Kleber come in. He's very similar to the play style of Anthony Davis, just a lot. He's a little bit younger. Um, I think he's a little bit taller, but not as hefty. And then, of course, he's not Anthony Davis. Nobody is. And then Max Christie also leads the Lakers, which I didn't like that. I thought Max Christie was going to be a big part in the post LeBron Lakers era, along with Austin Reeves and Dalton Connect. The three of them I thought were going to lead the Lakers into the next generation. But again, Luka Doncic, like, what do you mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean, the Lakers lose a lot of defense, definitely. Mavs gain like a really good defensive player,
oh yeah,
but I just don't see why you trade that much for Anthony Davis. Like, I I don't get it. Like that's your franchise player. Like I
Yeah.
literally saw videos of people boycotting the
Oh yeah.
streets like in front of
Oh yeah.
the stadium. Dude, Mavs fans are pissed, and I would be
Yeah.
too. I mean, if you trade away your franchise player like that, it's just well,
Yeah. Yeah.
even because remember Mark Cuban said a couple of years ago that like if it was between trading Doncic and like his wife, you would see him in court getting a divorce.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
I mean,
saw
well
that and
now,
I was like, this is crazy. But he's minority stake. Oh, we got a depressed Cowboys fan in the chat. Uh,
dressed Cowboys
we
fan.
we don't like the Cowboys, but we love you. We want you to be happy. And I think here's something that'll make you happy. Jerry Jones is no longer the worst owner in Dallas.
Yeah, that is
He's
true.
no longer
I've
the
seen that.
dumbest guy in Dallas. It is now the
Dude,
owner
I've
of
been
the
seeing that
Mavericks. It is
reel all
now the
day.
Mavericks. It's not Jerry Jones anymore. And I saw this meme
Yeah, you
earlier.
sent me.
It was did I send this to you? It's like
Yeah, you
a
did.
montage of celebrations in the NBA, and it says Jerry Jones when he finds out he's not the dumbest owner in Dallas.
I mean, it's
Uh,
got to be hard to be a Dallas sports fan without losing your mind.
yeah, if you like the Cowboys and the Mavs, you might as well
That's
just start
rough.
cheering for the Wings of the WNBA because that's about
Oh
your
my
only
gosh.
hope right now.
Dude, I
Maybe,
keep getting these
maybe
Angel
hockey.
Reese compilations of her missing shots, and he goes like, it's just, I love
But
those.
I said this to you earlier as well. It's like the Lakers have completed the white guy Pokemon evolution. You
Oh
got you
yeah.
got Dalton Connect, and then he evolves into Austin Reeves, and then he evolves into Luca, and it's like Charmander to Charizard. It just,
Yeah, I can't believe this trade. I mean, it's just
it's
honestly like
wild.
it still doesn't feel like it's real in a
Yeah,
way.
until I see Luka Doncic suit up, I'm not gonna believe it. I could see Anthony Davis playing in the Mavs, and I'm not gonna believe that Luka's a Laker until Luka plays minutes in a Lakers jersey.
Yeah, it seems like that the Mavs like head office really did not like his like attitude off the court and like his weight, and it seemed to be a really big factor. I
My
mean, it
thing
had to
about
be.
that is, yes, he might weigh a lot, but Nikola Jokic is the most out of shape player I've ever seen, and he's still giving you 30, 20, and 10 every night. Luka will do the same
Yeah,
thing. He will give you 30, 10, and 10 every night, no matter what shape he's in. And I don't
yeah,
think,
and those are guys you should keep. Just
and if you see, like when I saw like Giannis, he was in the opposite. I don't know if you followed Giannis in the beginning of his career because you're a Dame guy, so you probably didn't look at the Bucks much before Dame. But
no, I
Giannis was
didn't
a
follow him
stick
too
when he
much.
came into the league, and he had a bit of a jump shot. But he gained 70 pounds over 3 years and lost his jump shot. So guys like Jokic and Luka, if they lose that weight and get super, super fit and super in shape, they might lose parts of their game that they don't want to. If you see Luka, he uses his weight to get down the lane and throw guys. Like he throws big men out of his way to score. And if he slims back down to that 225 range when he came into the league, he's going to lose that strength in the paint. Same thing with Jokic. If he slims down when he goes against guys like Embiid, Davis, Wembanyama, he's not going to be able to just run down the lane and draw a foul. He's going to get clobbered. So they're going to keep those guys heavier. And I think the Lakers are going to be okay with that because when LeBron first came to LA, he wasn't in shape either. He left Cleveland and was in bad shape, and they didn't care. They knew LeBron was going to give them what they wanted, and he
Yeah,
has. He's averaging almost a triple double at 40 years old. I mean, what else can you
yeah. I
ask for?
mean, that's just you don't find people very often that can like play at that level and just not like if they're playing at that level, you shouldn't care. I mean,
Yeah.
unless there's just a negative attitude around them in the locker room and stuff. But obviously with Doncic, I mean, the team loved him. I mean, the players around him seemed like very devastated that he's gone. So we'll
All right,
see how they play.
let's move on. I mean, not really moving on. We're going to talk about the four teams impacted by these trades. Are they a new contender? Are they not a contender? Let's talk about the Lakers. I don't think this makes them a contender now because they're on the borderline. We don't know when Luka's going to play again. Um, LeBron leading the charge. You don't have a solid big man. If now this could change in the next few days. The deadline is in 3 days. if they trade for someone like Nikola Vucevic, Yusuf Nurkic, Jonas Valanciunas, I will call them a contender right now because they have a big man, they have a guy that can get boards, you have a guy to take attention off LeBron in the paint. And if Luka was to come back in the next 2 weeks, I'd say they make the play in, they get the 8 seed even. Like I could see them like they're a team that I would not want to see make the play in if they have Luka, LeBron, and a potential good big man healthy.
Dude, watch them trade for Jokic. That'd be
That dude, they'd give up so much. They don't have anything to trade for Jokic.
You don't know anymore. I mean, how do you don't know? Like you see a trade like this,
dude.
and
The Nuggets, if the Nuggets give up Nikola Jokic, dude, it's over. It's cooked. Like there's nothing we can do. Luka and Jokic minus LeBron, Luka and Jokic on the same team. You're not stopping them. But I saw this thing. I was like, what if like the Mavs do this and then they trade Anthony Davis back for LeBron to put LeBron and Kyrie together on the Mavs and put Luka and Anthony Davis on the same team?
Stop! You're hurting my head. Jeez.
That's what I'm saying. That's the trade that I want to see. I want to see Anthony Davis get switched right back.
That would be wild.
And the Mavs would be even dumber because then they just got an even older guy that they're going to have to watch leave.
Dude, yeah, I don't understand the thought process, but obviously, I mean, we're not. So obviously, we're not like head office, so we don't. Maybe they know something we don't. I mean, I don't know.
Maybe we should be head office. We should try and be the GMs of the new Vegas team when they bring it out. I feel like we could ruffle some feathers.
We just make people mad, dude.
Dude, in the expansion draft. So the expansion draft, I don't know how many players are going to get to be kept. I'm literally drafting Dalton Knecht #1 overall. Man is the future. I think man is the future of the league. I ain't gonna lie. He's a walking bucket in my opinion. And for him to be playing behind Luka Doncic, he's not as big. He's the same height as Luka. He's got that play style. He can pull up from just about anywhere. He can get to the hoop when he needs to. He can lock in on defense when he has to. Sometimes he doesn't. And playing behind Luka on top of playing behind LeBron, anybody in a Lakers uniform that's under the age of 25 right now should be calling to the heavens because they have the blessing of a lifetime playing behind these two right now.
Yeah.
You get to play behind LeBron in his wisdom years, and you get to play behind Luka in his prime. Crazy. But are the Mavs contenders? I'm going to say this year, yes. Following years, no. Kyrie and AD right now, both probably, I think Kyrie's still in his prime. Kyrie showed that in the finals last year, conference finals last year. He dominated when Luka couldn't. Like when Luka was doubled, Kyrie got open and scored. He made Anthony Edwards look stupid on defense. Anthony Edwards isn't a bad defender. He played good defense against Jamal Murray when they played in the in the playoffs. He did a lot to get the Timberwolves where they were. But Kyrie still got it. He's still that player. And Anthony Davis is probably in his best defensive year I've seen and a very top offensive year. So I could see them winning now with that surrounding core if Klay Thompson gets more efficient. I'm going to talk about that in an upcoming video talking about the most overrated players. Klay Thompson is on that list. And I'll get into that at that point. But are the Spurs contenders? Go ahead.
Hey, one thing on the Mavs, like this move is stupid, but I guess the only thing it can be is a win now move. Like that's all it is. I mean, I don't think there's much there, but
their general manager justified it by saying that they were going to have a rough offseason coming up this year. With Luka's contract being up for extension, his extension, he's not eligible for a Supermax anymore. But his Supermax would have been an extension for 4 years, $345 million or something like that. Or maybe it was 5 years, $345 million, and he'd be the highest paid player per year.
Insane.
Which he does deserve that money, but now he's not eligible for that, which is actually good for the Lakers. I think he'll re-sign there at the end of his contract anyway, but they can't pay him max, which is good for them. They free up cap space. But the Mavericks, that's their only like big contract. And I guess they just don't have the money for it. I don't know. But now if they want to re-sign Kyrie and AD, they're going to have to spend just as much money as if they wanted to re-sign Luka.
Yeah.
But moving on to this.
It'll be interesting.
Keep cutting me off. I'm trying to talk about the Spurs. Moving on to the Spurs. A lot of people are going to shame me for this. I don't think they're contenders right now. They're too far back. They're in the bottom 5 of the West, maybe bottom 4 of the West. They would have to win, I think, 75% of their games to make it out of the play-in, and then I think it's like 62% of their games to make the play-in, which I'm not saying they won't, but with their schedule, they have one of the roughest schedules coming up. They're in a rough conference. Well, not anymore because Dallas is horrible now. But they're in a conference with Houston, or division with Houston. They're in um, division with Thunder, who are the best team out there. No, they're not in the Thunder's division. They're in the Rockets, the Mavs, the Pelicans, who are terrible, and the Grizzlies, who are actually really good this year. So they have a rough schedule. They've got to play each of those teams, I think, 2 to 3 more times, depending on how many they played so far. They've got, I think, the Thunder twice. They've got the Lakers twice. And if Luka's healthy, I don't think you beat the Lakers without a forward to contest LeBron. And Harrison Barnes is not that guy anymore.
So you're going back on your Memphis take? Is they're the most over? They're good now. So
No, I'm not saying that they aren't good. I'm saying my problem is with Ja Morant.
I mean, I don't see how he's that bad.
I'll get into it on that. Mouse isn't working. I'll get into that in the overrated video. Ja Morant's number 2 on the list.
Well, I already had a Grizzlies fan shooting me a text, getting mad.
Yeah,
You're just
well,
gonna keep making them angry.
I like
We're gonna have to get
controversy.
him
Look,
on here.
I'm looking for people to rival my opinions. That's what I want. That's what I like to see.
This guy's Stephen A. Smith over here.
And I'm not gonna get active. I'm not gonna do it unless you say something outlandish, like LeBron doesn't make your top 5 all time. Then we're gonna fight.
Yeah, that's kind of
Because
wild.
I had a guy in high school. He insisted that LeBron was not even top 100 all time and would not give it up.
He's
On the
just
day
trying
we
to
graduated,
test.
I kid you not, he said that he was in his top 10, but he wasn't in his top 5. And I said, "You're insane."
Yeah, that's wild take. I mean, he's just stupid. I mean, we
Yeah.
don't need to give him the time of day.
But I think we're good to say the Kings are not a contender. They just made their team
No.
worse, put some controversy on their team. And they're only a few games ahead of the Spurs, and I think they continue losing at a rapid pace. I don't think it gets
Yeah,
any better.
I agree.
But let's move on. I'm gonna give you all the 5 best single game performances this year. We're gonna let James react to those when he hears about them. Number 5 is Jimmy Butler. He had a 35 point, 19 assist, 10 rebound game. This was before any suspensions happened back in November at the beginning of the season when he was still happy to be in Miami, apparently. Number 4, we have Paolo. This is in the beginning of the season when I was like, oh, Paolo's making that leap. Paolo's going to be a top guy, and then he gets hurt. But he had a 15, 13, and 9 game. His career high. Great game. Luka, before he got hurt, I think this was like 2 games before he got hurt, he had 45, 11, and 13. Nothing major for him. He does that a lot. But the 2
Yeah.
biggest games of the season, and this isn't off stats. This is off of like player overall rating. So like a good player offensive rating, like the league average, I think is like 112. And that league average for defensive rating is in like the high 80s. And then like the high for offensive rating is like 127. I think it's Jared Allen right now. But big men normally have the higher rating because they don't shoot threes as much, so they get that better rating. Jokic is number 2 with a 35, 22, and 17 game. And that's a 92.9 player rating, which is the 4th highest from the last 2 seasons overall. Giannis had a 59, 14, and 7 game with a 101.2, which is the highest from the last 4 seasons in the league.
What game was that? Who was he playing?
I was it the Trailblazers game? It was it
Oh yeah,
was
well,
it was during the like Dame was I think Dame was out that game. And it was during the time when we were losing a lot in the beginning of the season because I think didn't we start like 2-9 this year, and
yeah, it
then
was
we
two
turned
and
it on, and
nine. It
now
was really
now
bad.
now we're now we're the Bucks again. But we started out bad, and this was in when we were in the middle of our rut, and I think this was one of the games that got us out of it. It showed that Giannis can still do what he can, and he can still perform at as a high level as Jokic and Shea can.
Yeah, I mean
But
that just it's insane how many
yeah,
points he's put up consistently. Like Luca does. I mean, 45. I mean, he puts up those kind of numbers like consistently,
yeah, I
and
think
it's
Luca Luca in a Lakers uniform, I think
oh
it's
yeah,
just hinting that if he does get in better shape, I'm not going to say he's in terrible shape. If he gets in better shape and he can lengthen his longevity, which he said he's not going to do, if he could do this like 45 points a night consistently, which he does when he's on the court, and if he stays healthy, I could see him not beating LeBron's record but coming pretty close. I could see him
yeah. I mean,
touching
it's definitely
40.
possible.
I could see him touching
Yeah.
40,000. So he would have to average, I think it's like 40 points a game for the next 10 seasons,
Jeez,
and
that's
he would get
crazy.
like 39,000. But
That's insane.
he's only like 25. So he could play
Yeah.
another 15 seasons and average 30 a game and then still hit it. So there's a lot that factors into that. And I still don't think we'll ever see it, but you never know. But I think we're going to get on to my favorite part. I don't know how you're going to enjoy this, but it's going to be my favorite part of today's
Oh,
podcast.
this will be good. This will be
Maybe
good.
later on. Um, James is going to give me 10 all-time NBA teams, and I'm going to blind rank them.
Okay. When tell me when you're ready.
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Okay. So we'll do. You want to do top 10 or top 5? I can't remember. What do we decide on?
You're going to give me 10, but don't make them like the top 10 because that'll be super
No,
easy.
I'm not. I'm not.
Uh,
Okay, number one or first one, we're gonna go Trailblazers.
Trailblazers. So I'm going to go off starting fives here. I'm not going to include any bench because that's just going to be too hard to keep up with. Blazers. Let's see. That's going to be Dame, Brandon Roy, LaMarcus Aldridge, Arvydas Sabonis, Bill Walton. That's going to be my 5. I'm going to put them at 8. I think it's a little low, but I feel like you're going to give me some heavy hitters.
I like that. We'll go. Hmm. Go Hawks.
Hawks. This is near the bottom for me. Um, my lineup there is going to be Pete Maravich at the 1. Um, Wilkins at the 2, and then I take Wilkins at the 3. I'm gonna put Joe Johnson, and if you don't know about Joe Johnson, look up Joe Johnson highlights. Man is Melo before Melo existed. He's my 2. At the 4, dude, I don't even know like Bob Pettit, and at the 5, you could cheat and say Bill Russell because he got traded on draft day, so he was a Hawk. He appeared
Yeah.
in a Hawks uniform, but we're not going to do that. I don't know
No,
who I'd
don't
put at
do
my
that.
5, but I'm putting them at 9. They're below the Blazers.
9. Okay. We still got 10 open. So let's go. Now we got to go with Michael Jordan. We'll go with Bulls.
Bulls. Um, give me the Bulls at 3 because I'm gonna
3.
do Derrick Rose, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman,
Yeah.
and I don't know who to put at the
Levine. I don't
5.
know.
It's for me at the 5 is Artis Gilmore. Um,
Okay. I like that.
so we're gonna put the Bulls at 3.
Bulls at 3. What about 76ers?
Oh, the 76ers is crazy, and I should have put the Bulls a little bit lower. So we've got Allen Iverson, um, Julius Irving. I put Andre Iguodala there just because he was so good on the Sixers. Um, And then there's Chamberlain and Moses Malone. I don't think you get any better at the bigs for there. So the Sixers are going to have to go right behind the Bulls at 4.
Right behind them. Wow. Honestly, I thought you'd go a little bit higher.
I can't. I can't. I gotta leave 1, 2, 3 open just in case.
Well, you got the Bulls at 3.
Or I gotta leave 1 and 2 open just in case because
Okay.
we still got the Warriors, the Lakers, the Celtics, the
We're gonna
net.
go Bucks next.
Bucks. All right, so we've got what would it be Big O at the 1, Sidney Moncrief at the 2. No, you know what? Just because I can, I'm gonna go Dame, Oscar, Moncrief, Giannis, Kareem, right behind the Sixers. They're gonna be 5.
5. Okay.
So
I like that.
I have 1, 2, 6, 7, and 10 open.
We're gonna do Cavs. Where you putting the
Cavs.
Cavs?
All right. Mark Price. Oh no, Mark Price isn't going to touch that. It's going to be Kyrie, Dwayne Wade, LeBron, Kevin Love, and Shaq. Oh my gosh! But you got to think for this, they're not like that's at their best on that team, or no, this is in their prime. So that's rough. Like I may have to take a risk and say that you're not going to give me all 3 or 4 of those top 3. Like,
You don't know.
but I don't know what you're gonna give me here. You could give me like the Grizzlies, like, and then we're screwed.
I mean, you can still got 10 open.
I mean, I'm not gonna throw the Cavs at 10. I don't want to throw them at
No,
6, but I also don't want to put them at 2 because we still have like I'd take the Spurs, I'd take the Heat. Like, there's so many teams that I would take over that. So we're putting the Cavs at 6.
Cavs at 6.
And it's strictly because Kevin Love has no business guarding Dennis Rodman, Moses Malone, or Giannis. Like, he's getting buried by
Yeah.
anybody above him, and that's the weak point.
Wizards.
So we'll go like put Gill at the 1, Jordan at the 2. This team is very underrated because you have Wes Unseld, you have Elvin Hayes, but they are gonna go. And the only reason they're not 10 is because Michael Jordan is on this team. No, you know what? They're going at 10. They're going at 10. I'm leaving
Going
that
at
7 spot
10.
open.
Okay. So how many we got left here?
I have 1, 2, and 7 open.
Okay. Hornets.
Oh my God, that should have been 10. They're going at 7 off the bat. Kemba at the 1, LaMelo at the 2. Don't even know who I'd put at 3. Well, see, for me, so this is how I view the Hornets, and I don't think everybody does this, but this is how they should be viewed. The Hornets currently haven't been a team very long. They've only been a team since 2014. You had guys that played for the Hornets in the 90s, but they're now the Pelicans. There's 2 different franchises. Because the Hornets moved to the Hornets were New Orleans Hornets after they moved from Charlotte. So, but I guess if we're talking Hornets, then Larry Johnson still makes that cut. So the Hornets deserve to be a lot lower. They should be 10. They are the worst. I think they're worse than the Grizzlies. They should be at 10. But you know what? It's too late. The Hawks are too low as well. I think the Hawks should be above the Blazers and the Hornets, but it's too late for all that. Got 1 and 2 open, and I'm terrified.
Oh Lord, you got the Heat.
The Heat. Gary Payton, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Chris Bosh, Shaquille O'Neal. No, Shaquille O'Neal and Alonzo Mourning. What am I saying Chris Bosh for? You know what? Just to play it safe, we're putting him at 1.
At 1, the Heat at 1.
No, we're going 2. We're going 2. I feel like I feel like you're going to give me a powerhouse here.
Yeah, I was going to give you the Warriors.
Yeah, the Warriors at 1. You can't go wrong there. They are my 1.
You saved yourself.
Other acceptable answers for 1 would have been Lakers, Celtics, Spurs. I would have taken any of those at 1 over this list. The only mishap I have is I would switch the Hawks and the Hornets, and then the Wizards and the Hornets as well. I think everything else is pretty good, and I think I did well.
So your top 10 again is Warriors at 1, Heat at 2, Bulls at 3, 76ers at 4, Bucks at 5, Cavs at 6, Hornets at 7, Trailblazers at 8, Hawks at 9, and Wizards at 10.
Yeah, I think I
How do you
switched the
like that?
Cavs and the Bucks. I think I switched the Hornets and the Hawks, and then the Hornets will fall to 10 and put the Wizards at 9. I think the
Okay. Give
Blazers
it a
are in a
rating.
perfect spot. 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
I think I got
Okay. I
7 of
give it
those
a
perfectly right for how I would
yeah.
do it. Yeah.
Well, I like that. Turned out pretty good.
Yeah, I like segments like this. But now I'm going to turn the floor over to you. It's time for your
Now we get
racing
to do
talk of
some
the
fun
evening.
stuff. Some fun stuff. Some racing. Yeah, we had some racing this weekend. NASCAR kicked it off with the Clash this weekend at Bowman Gray Stadium. Had a little quarter-mile short track. It's the first year they've ever been here. The Clash has been at the Coliseum the past 2 years, which is absolutely awful. So it was nice to see it on a new little short track, little hometown short track there in North Carolina. So we started off with some heats, and we had 4 heats. The first one was won by Chase Elliott, the second one by Busher, third one by Denny Hamlin, and fourth one by Reddick. So the heats decided where people will start in the main event and if they'll make it. Each heat, the top 5 advances. I'll go through the heats a little bit. The first heat had a lot of action. We had the seven of Justin Haley was using that front bumper a lot of short track racing.
Sounds like something I would do.
Yeah, a lot of people are getting booted around. Kyle Busch was getting pissed off with
So
Justin Haley.
is he the Chick Hicks of the current day NASCAR? You're just
I
pushing
mean, there's
people
just a
around.
bunch of these young guys. A bunch of these young guys are they don't know their place. So um, a lot of beating and banging in this first heat. Second heat didn't have much going on. Pretty much the 9 led or 17 led the whole time. Didn't have much of a fight, not at all. And then third heat we had a bit of wrecking, but not too much. The first heat was the most exciting one. All 1, 2, 3, and 4. We just had straight racing. Top 5 from each that advanced was out of heat 1. We had Chase Elliott, Brad Keselowski, Noah Gragson, Kyle Busch, and Ross Chastain out of the first heat. Second heat, we had Chris Buescher, Chase Briscoe, Shane Van Gisbergen. Love number 88, Shane Van Gisbergen, out of the V8 Supercar
What a
Series.
name, Van Gisbergen.
Yeah, he's from New Zealand. I love him. Bubba Wallace and Daniel Suarez are your top 5 out of Heat 2. Then Heat 3, we had Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, William Byron, Carson Hocevar, and Alex Bowman.
A big Joey
And
Logano
then
guy. I watched some Joey Logano highlights this morning. He was looking pretty good.
number 22, Pennzoil Ford is always excellent. Then Heat 4, we had Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell, Ryan Preece, Austin Cindric, and Todd Gilliland. I love the heat. The Clash always brings the heat and the LCQ format, and then the big feature. I love to see it. It was a lot of fun. I was on my toes the whole time watching it. It was extremely exciting racing. It's the first time in a while I've enjoyed the Clash. And for those who don't know, the Clash is just the first race, like before the actual season starts. It's kind of a preseason. Just kind of have a bit of fun. Then you have the 4 heats. Then you have the LCQ, which is the last chance qualifier. So the top 2 from the last chance qualifier advance to the feature race.
So does that mean there's 22 racing?
23 race.
Well, there's 5 from each heat. Who's the 23rd?
That is a good question. I don't know how that adds up, but
I don't know. Maybe somebody who won the previous week. I don't know.
yeah, I'm not sure actually. Or it might be. Oh, it was. I think it was leader in season points makes it. Like from the previous year, leader in season points.
That was Gragson then, because he wasn't. I don't think he was in any of the heats.
No, it was Ryan Blaney.
Was it?
Gregson won, or he didn't win, but he finished top 5 in heat 2, heat 1.
But
Yeah, heat 1.
the top 4 is honestly decently predictable with Elliott, Blaney, Hamlin, and Logano going 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, that's not that far out of proportion.
Ryan Blaney started 23rd and he made it all the way through.
Yeah.
So
Bush at 15.
Not a
So
lot
he
of
did.
passing going
He
on.
Bush started pretty far back, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he started pretty far back and he got turned early on, and it's
Yeah.
hard. He got 2 laps down. And it's hard to get laps back here because under caution, there's no caution laps, so you just have the caution laps don't count toward green flag laps. So
Yeah, I was
um,
watching some of like the camera that was following Logano for most of the race. He stayed pretty consistent.
yeah, he's always consistent.
Once he got into that 4 spot, I think him and Denny Hamlin battled out a little bit in the last like 20 laps. Um, but he ultimately got like a final overtake on Logano, I think, with like 5 to go, and didn't give it up.
Yeah, yeah. Elliott pretty much led the whole race. Started first, led the whole race. Not really much there.
Did Blaney ever
Just
pass him during the race?
no, he was closing in on him near the end. He just didn't have enough time to get him, but he
And
was catching him.
man needed 250. He needed 250 laps.
Yeah, but it was a really good race. I mean, I think the season's going to be fun. Bush had some speed. My favorite driver, he had some speed, just got spun. Just what happens on these short tracks. So we'll see not next week, but week after is Daytona 500. So
On the
um,
next podcast
that'll be
next
fun.
week, I will announce who gains my support in the NASCAR community.
Oh gosh.
I will announce who I am rooting for. It is between Logano and Hamlin right now. I'm gonna have to watch some more highlights. Maybe if there's another race this weekend, I'll watch that. Is there? Do you know?
No, no.
Not this weekend. All
You
right. Well,
got
then
2 weeks to the Daytona 500.
I'll watch some highlights and I'll tell y'all who I'm rooting for in the 500 by then. I'll tell you.
Yep, 500 would be
And if
big,
you're watching
big.
or if you watch this later, let us know if we should do a Daytona 500 watch party.
Maybe we might have to.
I'd be
We'll figure
I'd
out
be
a way
down.
to stream that. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I've seen people do that. Like,
It'd be more of like a
there's
watch
a
along. Like I don't think we can stream the actual thing for copyright purposes, but we would just be watching it and reacting to it, kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah. There's a channel on YouTube. They always do reactions. I think they're pretty funny. So maybe we do something like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that. We don't have to, but if it's a thing that would be enjoyed, we do that. And I think we should get Jesse in on that if you want. I know he's gonna be watching it.
Yeah,
I know he'll
I'd
be
be
watching
down.
it, so get him on that. But we'll see. Maybe, maybe not.
So that's all our racing for the week. So let's move into some college basketball.
College
Some big
basketball
upsets.
upset
10 ranked
weekend.
upsets.
10 ranked upsets. So we see UConn go into Marquette, pound them into the floor. We see a late push by Marquette. They still lose by I think like 13. We see Louisville. They were on a 10-game win streak. Get upset by Georgia Tech at home. Most of these upsets came at home. Like Tennessee went down to Florida and beat them without Zakai Ziegler. Um,
Texas Tech beat Houston at
Texas
home.
Tech upsets Houston at home. Kansas, we'll get into Kansas in a minute, but Kansas got clocked by Baylor. And then, of course,
Impressive.
we'll get into the Kentucky Arkansas game a little bit reluctantly. We don't want to talk about it, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we were gonna do a reaction video,
But we were just too depressed
we
on
didn't want to
Wednesday
talk about
morning.
it.
Wednesday morning was too
Yeah,
depressing around here. Nobody was happy.
not Wednesday, dude. It was Sunday.
Oh,
So
Sunday, my bad. I'm used to Tuesday games. That's me.
yeah,
Um, but let's get into Kansas. Kansas has a historical biggest comeback loss in the program history. They were up 21 with like 4 minutes to go in the first half. Baylor makes a little bit of a push. They're down, I think, 19 at half. They come back and win by 11. They make a 32-point swing in 30 minutes and give Kansas the largest comeback loss in school history. And Baylor's second largest comeback win in school history.
it was. I mean, I love how Baylor played. I mean, that was really impressive for them. I didn't expect it out of them.
No turnovers in
But
the
they
last
proved me
15
wrong.
minutes of the game. It's
That's
crazy
what
to
you
see.
like to see.
They'll be
I
back in the
mean,
top 25 this week if they're not. I don't think they are right now, but I think they'll for sure be back in the top 25 this week. They had a few bad losses, but I think the Big 12 is probably, outside of the SEC, they're the most competitive this year. With Houston, West Virginia, Iowa State lost their third game in a row. lost. That was the biggest upset this week, I think. They'd won 29 straight home games. Kansas State comes to town, debuts a new uniform. I don't know if you saw it. It's a two-tone purple. Look up Kansas State versus Iowa State.
I saw it.
Yeah, the
I didn't. I
lavender.
mean,
I thought it was nice. I thought it was really nice. I like it, but I'm a purple guy. I'm a big purple guy.
yeah, I mean, because you have those. What are those shoes? Was it the?
No,
Oh
I
my
got
gosh,
the pink
the
ant
book.
pink ant pearls. KD's.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought
I'm
you
a
got
big
the.
like no, I didn't get purple.
I thought you got the books. Whatever
No.
those are pink. I thought.
The KD's
Whatever.
are pink.
Okay. I thought you got the book ones or whatever.
No, I've got Sabrina
My bad.
twos, those are pink and white. And I got the A ones yesterday. Those are like white, black, and a little bit of pink.
And you got
I'm
the
just a
pink
big
Nike
pink guy.
hoodie too.
That's
Yeah,
peach, but
big
yeah,
pink
same
guy.
thing. I am a big pink guy.
Yeah.
Like I'm a real men wear pink. That's my motto.
Bro likes the pink. Oh,
Yes,
chill out.
I do. I really do like the pink. But let's get into the Cats talk. Um, this is the
Oh
only
gosh.
segment that we will have week in and week out. No matter what happens,
Yeah,
this will be a
I've
segment.
I
Um,
I
I
have
just want
some
to
notes
start.
on the game. I don't know about you.
I got a little bit, but I'm just going off memory mainly. I want to start off by saying, and I posted about this, and a lot of people had my back on this. Mark Pope did nothing wrong. Mark Pope coached. The only thing I will say that Mark Pope did wrong is letting Colin Chandler touch the court in the last 5 minutes of the game. We're gonna let Mullet Man, Tiger King touch the court? No, get him out of here.
Yeah, that is
If you're
kind of
gonna play a
questionable.
freshman at that point, if you're gonna not a freshman, if you're gonna play a guy that doesn't have SEC experience in a big SEC game with a lot of emotions and a fired up away team, it needed to be somebody that we have had consistency from. Like I would have been okay with Trent Noah being there. Trent Noah's not going to dribble off his foot. Trent Noah's not going to dribble into a defender. Same thing with Travis Perry. I think he was a little too undersized to be in the game that late. I get that we're down guards, but with 5 minutes to go, I think it should have been Otega Owe, Jackson Robinson, Kobe Brea, uh, Ainsley Almanor, and Amari Williams. I don't care what the foul trouble looks like. I don't care how tired they are. Those five needed to be in the game, and they weren't.
Yeah, I agree completely. I mean, Williams was having a crazy game. I mean, I felt really bad for him because he was putting, I mean, just all his effort. I mean,
Yeah,
it was just an incredible
the
game from
only
him.
critic I have against Amari Williams is we were playing man defense, and he allowed Zvonimir Ivizic to get up 5 threes, make four of them.
Yeah,
And he's just got to get a better step up. But I get that Ivizic isn't. I mean, he's a good shooter, but I get that he's not a great percentage. But when you leave him wide open, I mean, bound to make them.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the whole time our defense couldn't stop them. I mean, Arkansas was scheming guys wide open. I mean, Cal brought a good scheme. I mean, it was a big game for him, and he won it. I mean, came prepared, and it seemed like we were kind of just the hype all week had been us destroying them, and I guess it's had a bad mentality.
Well,
We
and
came into the game with a bad
I think
mentality and
booing
stuff.
them did a lot against us. Booing guys, and
Yeah,
it's especially a thing in professional sports, but even back like throughout high school, getting booed just lights a fire.
yeah, you get fired up.
I booing Cal is one thing. You boo DJ Wagner, you boo Adu Thiero, you boo Zvonimir Ivizic, and they combine for 80% of Arkansas's points. Like DJ Wagner over 20, Adu Thiero over 20, Ivizic with 14. And I will say one thing: Calipari is still a great coach. He took a 12-8 Arkansas team who's 1-9 in the conference, come in here and just control the game against us. The only time we were controlling the game was the first 5 minutes, and it's when we were back and forth the whole time. We had control because they were missing shots and we weren't. But the rest of the game, they kept their hot streak and we didn't. We lost it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, big thing too. Missed a lot of free throws. Had a lot of turnovers. I mean, we had like 9 missed free throws, lost by 10, missed 9 free throws. Like,
And then you have
can't be
13
doing that.
turnovers
Yeah, I
to
mean,
their
got
7.
destroyed in turnover
Yeah.
margin. Yeah,
But
I
I will
mean,
say Calipari, just shocked me, honestly. Like he still a great coach, and I don't think
Okay.
I don't I don't I don't think he deserves to be slandered like he is. Like I get it, he left us in a bad spot, but we forced him out. Like we're like the Kentucky fans are the reason Calipari left,
Yeah.
and I get that he
Which I
hasn't
mean, we
had
didn't
great
like his playing
seasons.
style, but
Yeah, and I think the university is tired of the one and done situation, which even with the transfer portal, we're going to get those one and dones. All these guys are playing here for 1 year and they're all gone the next year. So you're still getting that one and done factor. It's just they're more experienced and they have a better chance of success. I get it. Um,
yeah.
and Mark Pope, in my opinion, not like right now, don't think he's as good of a coach as Calipari. In the future, think he could be that good.
Yeah, once he gets this year under his belt,
Yeah.
maybe next year, I
Now that
think we'll
he's
be a
in a
better
Power
tournament
Five,
team.
yes, I
Yeah.
think we will definitely be a better tournament team. Um, But I'm one of those people like we get those first, second round exits. There's 218 eligible teams for the NCAA tournament every year. 64 of them make it, and they all deserve to be there. They all made it
Yeah.
there for a reason. We've got teams like Michigan State. We've got teams like South Carolina. They make it every single year and they lose early every single year. You don't see their fans being like, "Oh, we need a new coach. Oh, our players are terrible. We're losing this early." It's just if we were any other team that didn't have 50 years of success prior, we wouldn't be in this situation. We wouldn't be upset about
Yeah.
losing early. But we've had so much success. We're the most historic, we're the most decorated program in college basketball outside of maybe UCLA that it like there's so much expectations.
There's a lot of pressure. Yeah, and I mean, you could tell on that court on Saturday night. It was like the longer the game went on, the more like the longer we were getting beat. You could tell the players could feel it. I mean, it was pretty evident, and you could hear it in the stadium too.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, for sure. I don't know if I want to talk about it much more, but just big props to Jackson Robinson and Amari Williams. Definitely, they stepped up. Just nobody else could. I mean, the whole team across the board on defense couldn't step up. So just need to address that for the next game. We got Tennessee. Do we have Tennessee again this week?
No, we have at Ole Miss tomorrow.
Okay,
Um,
got to win that game.
yeah, we need to win that game, but they have a number in front of their name, so I think we're gonna be fine.
Yeah,
We
I
win those
hope.
ranked games. We win those ranked
Us,
games.
yeah. Hopefully, get back on track
And then I
here.
think I think it might be South Carolina on Saturday. Tennessee's next Tuesday. And then
Okay,
we go into a bit of a patch there. We have Missouri, we get Auburn. Yeah, we get some fire late in the
definitely
SEC play.
test us. So I like that. Um,
But I think I'm about done with talking about this trash Arkansas game.
yeah, let's
I'm
move
ready to
on.
get
Let's
into
move
some
on to some
Super Bowl
NFL.
picks. Super Bowl
Yep.
picks. Currently, Chiefs sit at a 1.5 point favorite, closer than I expected. Give me your prediction. Tell me what's going to happen.
Saquon Barkley's gonna just take over. He's gonna win the game. Saquon Barkley for 253 touchdowns,
250 and 3 touchdowns. Is that yards from scrimmage or just rushing yards?
and just rushing yards.
Yards from
He's gonna
scrimmage, are you going
go.
like 370? You going crazy?
That'd be
Historic
crazy.
game.
I know.
Historic game.
I'm not. I'd love for it to be a historic game, but honestly, I think Saquon does win the game. Win the Eagles the game.
I'm
I want him to get a win, and I don't want the Chiefs to win, but I think Saquon deserves a Super Bowl, and I'd love to see him get it in his first year
so
with the Eagles.
is he your Super Bowl MVP pick?
Definitely, yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
I think I am going to I think the Chiefs are going to win. And I think Super Bowl MVP
To the
if
refs.
it's on I mean yeah. If it's on no, Chris Collinsworth, Super Bowl MVP.
Chris Collinsworth, I
If
like it.
it goes to an offensive player, I think it will be Mahomes. If it goes but I think my pick for Super Bowl MVP is Leo Chanel. My opinion,
Who is that?
most underrated linebacker in the NFL. He gets off the edge so fast. He's great in coverage. He's fast. He's the strongest player on that roster. Um, And I think he steps up big. I think he gets tackles for loss on Saquon. I think he sacks Jalen Hurts. I still see Saquon going for close to 200 yards. I think the
Yeah.
biggest loss here is Jalen Hurts not getting the ball out fast enough, getting sacked, making stupid decisions, throwing the ball away when he shouldn't, throwing interceptions. And I don't think the Chiefs are going to punt. I think the Eagles will have to punt at some point. I don't think the Chiefs will punt one time. I think they'll settle
Why
for field
not?
goals, but I don't think they punt at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Chiefs defense is going to have to step up and stop Saquon because
This is
he'll
the
take
biggest
over.
test the Chiefs defense has had since they played Tom Brady and Leonard Fournette in 2019 or 2020.
Yeah. So I hope the Eagles win because I don't want the Chiefs to be a three-peat.
But to close us out, I'm excited for this. It's going to get good. Bear with me for a second. James is going to tell you what to do while I switch screens around.
So we're going to be drafting our teams. Is that right?
Yeah, we're drafting. We are going to be drafting our NFL
current
lineups, current players only. James will take the first pick, and I will be taking the second and third. It's going to be a snake draft. Go ahead and get us started. Who are you taking first overall?
Okay, first overall, Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I knew it. I already had the cursor on the quarterback, which saves me. I don't have to take a quarterback right now. For offensive line, I don't know if I mentioned this to you. Offensive line, we're going to take one team's offensive line.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
But running back, Saquon Barkley, can't go wrong there.
Okay, I like that.
Should we do this where for wide receivers you have to take an actual wide receiver 2 and wide receiver 3, or can we just pick like the 6 best wide receivers? How do you want to do it?
Do you just want to do receiving core, or do you want to do?
No, I want to do individual receivers. But do you think we should do it?
Do that. No, we'll do individual. Like you can pick individual.
All right, so I'm gonna take Ja'Marr Chase as my wide receiver 1.
Okay, I like that. Let me think. I'll go. You go Ja'Marr. Gosh. Man, there's so many picks here. It's actually crazy.
There's a lot.
Let me go. Give me the Eagles offensive line.
Oh, good. That means I can get who I wanted to get from the beginning. Oh my gosh, my typing skills.
Burrow needs a good offensive line so he doesn't get killed.
Who's your next pick?
I'm gonna go. Come on, gonna give me a good. I need a good running back here. Probably go Christian McCaffrey.
See, you're making mistakes here. You got to go for the picks that the positions that I don't have and steal guys that I would take.
No, I don't need.
I'm not gonna take.
I got Joe Burrow. I don't need excellent wide receivers.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not gonna take another running back. I can't.
No, I don't care.
At tight end, give me George Kittle. And then let me have Trey Hendrickson at my left end.
Dang it. Okay. This guy. Who's this guy think he is?
A smart drafter.
Give me Myles Garrett.
At right or left? Where you want him?
What does he normally play? Left?
He plays left, but you can put him at right if you want to definitely left. Both. Yeah. That's what I'm doing with Trey. I'm drafting another left end to put him at right end.
Yeah. Probably at. Let me think.
I'm putting him at left for you for now. I can move him.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
All right.
It doesn't really matter too much. Give me Oh my gosh, why do I have the Bosa brothers confused? Am I trolling?
Joey plays for the Chargers. Nick plays for the.
Okay. Yeah.
So you want
Give me
Nick at
Nick.
right
Give me
end?
Nick. Give me Nick at right.
Okay.
I don't like TJ Watt.
I don't either. I'm not taking him.
Yeah.
At I think I'm gonna take my first tackle spot here. Give me Chris Jones,
Okay. I like that.
best DT in the league by far.
Yeah.
And then give me Jesse Bates, my safety spot.
Okay.
Oh, he's a free safety. My bad. No, he's not. He's strong safety, isn't he? Is he strong or free?
Good question.
Well, he's going on my strong safety. He can play both. He's a
I
big
think
guy.
yeah. Okay, give me Zach Bond.
For your middle linebacker.
Yeah. Is he normally middle linebacker, right?
He plays kind of just roam, but yeah, we'll put him at middle because that's the only linebacker
We
spot
can
we get.
make it linebacker instead of middle linebacker.
All right.
Just do linebackers.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do Zach Bond and give me Sexy Dexy. Sexy Dex.
He wants
Sexy
Dexter
Dexy.
Lawrence.
Yes.
All right. At free safety, give me Minka Fitzpatrick.
Okay. Yeah. I like that.
And then at corner, give me Cooper DeJean.
Oh,
Rookie.
I like
Probably the
that.
only rookie you're going to see on this list.
Ricky. Okay. Give me Justin Jefferson and why is the Arizona tight end
Trey McBride.
like I can't yeah. I can't think of his name. He was like really good in fantasy for me. Jesse Bates is a free, by the way.
Oh, is he a free?
Yeah.
Well, he's playing strong. He's big. He'd be fine. At my other defensive tackle spot is a rough one for me. You know what I said? I said that Cooper DeJean was going to be the only rookie on this list, but give me Braden Fisk.
Okay. Okay.
And then at my next wide receiver spot, give me Malik Neighbors.
I like that. Give me Pat Surtain and Jair Alexander.
Oh, he's getting both of his corners.
Yeah, got both my corners.
Patrick Surtain II. Good, you didn't take who I was going to take anyway. I mean, I was going to take Surtain, but you didn't take my second guy.
Okay, who is it?
Oh, I'm not picking him yet.
Okay.
Let's see. For my final wide receiver spot, give me. This is a rough one because I don't know who I want. But give me Nico Collins.
I like that. Fantasy legend.
Yes, sir. And then, see, I don't have any more things that I can steal from you or you can steal from me, so it doesn't really matter where I go from here. At right end, give me Micah Parsons.
Okay. I like that. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and take take my 2 wide receivers. I'll take DK and Chris Evans.
You mean Mike Evans?
Yeah. What the fuck? Why did I say? I don't know why I said Chris Evans.
Captain America,
Okay.
wide receiver.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, at my offensive line, give me the Lions. And then at my linebacker spot, give me Fred Warner.
I like that.
You have a defensive tackle, a free safety, and a strong safety.
So why do I only have 3 left? That's kind of weird.
I mean,
'cause
I have
picked
2
first.
left.
Yeah. Give me Kyle Hamilton.
Okay.
He's my strong.
Yep.
And Antoine Whitfield.
Antoine Winfield the second. Or is he
That's
junior?
my free.
And Bucks legend.
I want to see who your quarterback is. You got a lot of options, but I'm kind of curious.
All right. At my corner spot, give me Jalen Johnson, best corner in the league.
Okay.
And at quarterback, for my last pick, there's so many guys here. I mean, you got Lamar, you got Josh Allen, you got Deshaun Watson, you got Joe Flacco.
I think there's a clear one you go with.
I am.
Did you just say Joe Flacco?
I'm between 2 guys right now. I'm between 3 guys, and I already know who I'm going to go with. But I narrowed it down to 3. It was between Josh Allen, Jimmy Garoppolo, you know that guy. But I'm going with Jaden Daniels.
Okay. Yeah, I like the young guy. I like.
Who did you think I was going with? Jaden Daniels?
No, I didn't
Was
think
that
about him. I thought you'd say Josh Allen.
No, see, I'm a big Josh
Maybe-
Allen guy, but I
Maybe
think
just
I think with
saying-
this team, Jaden Daniels is nasty with this wide receiver core.
Yeah. I feel like you're just saying that because you just traded for him in Madden last night.
I did just trade for him in Madden last night, and you know what? I threw 3 interceptions against my brother, but we lost by 3. We only lost by 3.
Okay.
All right,
And then give me DJ Reader to end it out.
almost took
Yeah.
him instead of Braden Fisk.
Yeah, just got to have that run stopper.
Yeah, if only he played
I'd-
good in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we don't need to talk
All right.
about that.
So here's our lineup. James has Joe Burrow at quarterback with Christian McCaffrey in the backfield. Yeah, you're getting cooked.
Oh my gosh.
You're getting cooked
What?
at the run game. Your run game is so bad because bro never stays out.
Ow.
Never
Well,
on
I mean,
the
we're
field.
talking about healthy. We're talking about a healthy McCaffrey.
Healthy
This is
McCaffrey.
not real.
All right, and then your wide receivers, they're all the same style receiver. They all do the same thing.
Sort of.
Trey McBride, love the pick. Great blocker, great receiver. Eagles offensive line, probably the best in the game. Not going to beat them.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett and Nick Bosa together, I'm terrified. I'm scared. I'm shaking in my boots. Jaden Daniels is terrified. Don't know if he's going to do well. Dexter Lawrence and DJ Reader, you got the experience, you got the age, and I think you're going to do well with it. Zach Bond, probably the most underrated defender in the league. Antoine Winfield, probably the best free safety. Kyle Hamilton, probably the best strong safety. Pat Surtain,
happy with that
arguably the best
defense.
corner. And Jair, arguably a top 3 corner.
Yeah. Mine might not have as much youth as yours.
I think the oldest player on my list is Chris Jones.
Yeah.
And he's not even
Yeah,
that old.
mine is a little bit older, honestly. I didn't pick too young, but I like the Jaden Daniels pick. I mean, him and Burrow are extremely accurate. I love an accurate QB.
And Jaden Daniels gets out of the
Saquon.
pocket. He can run if he needs to. Him and Saquon together,
yeah.
I think it's like Lamar and Derrick Henry, but better.
Yeah.
And
And I
then-
mean, Saquon, you can't go wrong with Saquon. And then Jamar,
Best receiver in the
Triple
league.
Crown. Yeah, best receiver in the league right now.
Malik Neighbors probably 3rd best receiver in the league, and Nico Collins, I think he's like a top 5 receiver in the league. So I think I got like 1, 3, and 5.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jamar, Malik, and Nico Collins. I mean, those are like all three in the top 10 right now.
Yeah, I
Definitely.
picked them because like very very diverse play styles. I like Jamar. He goes and gets a ball when he needs to, no matter where it's at. Neighbors is going
Yeah.
deep. Neighbors is going deep. That's all I can say. And Nico Collins is he's gonna get that run after catch. He's gonna catch a like a 5 yard drag and turn it into a 20 yard gain.
Yeah. I didn't think as much about play style as you did. Definitely. But I
Yeah,
like the
so
George Kittle
when
pick.
I do these
He's my
drafts,
favorite.
and you'll see it if we ever do like an NBA draft, I'm not looking for the best players. I'm looking for a fit. I'm looking to make sure that they can win football games. And I think
That's
that's
smart. I like that.
with this offensive line of the Lions, they allowed less sacks than anybody in the league. They gave him so much time in the pocket. You give Jared Goff time in the pocket, imagine what you do with Jaden Daniels, because when that does collapse, he has another 5 to 10 seconds to get out and roll.
Yeah.
Um,
I agree.
and then Trey Hendrickson, arguably Defensive Player of the Year. We'll find out on Thursday night. Can't wait for that. Is it Thursday night or Saturday night? I think it's Thursday night.
What is it? Sorry.
Awards.
Yeah,
But
I think it's Thursday night.
uh, and then Micah Parsons at right end. He's had a bit of a fall off, but he's on the Cowboys. Blue Bobcat, if you're still in the chat, I'm sorry, I don't like the Cowboys. Um, Chris Jones and Braden Fisk got the experience and the youth. 3 Super
I like that.
Bowls will win 3 Super Bowls. I'm confident in my squad. Fred Warner, I
Yeah, I
don't
like
think
the
you can get
defense.
any better at linebacker than Fred Warner. Leading linebacker in interceptions, leading linebacker in pressures this year, so I don't think you're going to get much better. I mean, Zach Bond's a great pick, though. I got Minka at free safety. I think I got washed out at free safety. Minka's not as good. I forgot completely. Like, Winfield completely slipped my mind.
Yeah, young
Um,
guy. I like him.
Jesse Bates, I've got him at strong safety because he's a bigger free safety. He's a big boy. I think he can handle himself.
Their defense got a little bit of age, but they're good.
Hey, they'll be fine. We got Cooper DeJean and Jalen Johnson at corners.
The best white cornerback you've seen in like ever
And
is
Jalen
Cooper
Johnson
DeJean.
carrying the Bears defense.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely
I
carrying the
love their
Bears
play
defense.
style.
Overall, I'm going to say offensively, I think I win. Defensively, I think you win.
Yeah, I agree. Um, I definitely like George Kittle a lot more than, well, not a lot more than Trey McBride, but I didn't think about the Lions O line. I think the Lions O line might be a little bit better, but you got Saquon who stays healthy a lot more. I don't know about quarterback. I got quarterback, but
Well, I think
um,
you have the quarterback, but I think my receivers will make up for it. I'll just get
we'll
Jamar
see.
Chase to go for 260 and I'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. He is quite insane, but
DK's
I like that. I
DK's
mean,
max is like 170. Jamar Chase has 100 more yards than that. So
yeah, DK and Mike got some age on them, but I think
DK got
maybe,
drafted in 2019, 2018. So I mean he's only 5 in the league, but Mike Evans is old. He's old.
yeah. No, I like these teams. We did a good job. I like that.
Yep.
It's a good way to end it.
I think it was a great way to end it. We're gonna try and do like last week we did the ranking. This week we did the draft. We're gonna try and get like a fun thing go on in the middle, like what we did with the blind ranking, and I think we'll try and get something going on at the end to close out. But coming
Yeah.
up for us, um, tomorrow or Wednesday, my overrated NBA players top 10 will be released. I will be filming that um, tomorrow or Wednesday, and it will be posted tomorrow or Wednesday. Um, and then if you want to do like we could do like Tuesday games, we could do a reaction video, and then Saturday we just include them
Yep.
in the podcast on Mondays.
Yeah,
So
watch
they're
out for a reaction video. So
yeah, we'll randomly post a reaction video to the Ole Miss Kentucky game that goes on tomorrow night. Um, and then next video after that, you may see some shorts start coming in because we're starting to our editing skills are improving. At least mine are. I don't know about
yeah,
yours, but
we're
mine are improving a lot. I've been learning a lot. Um, so
yeah.
I'm
You
gonna
can see with
start.
the new intro, I was editing that together. So
Yep,
just stuff like that, we're
got the new
slowly
intro.
learning.
Yeah, slowly improving. We rebranded after a week, and I think I like the new what's going on with the new stuff. I think we're gonna keep our old logo and everything. That's gonna be our profile, but new intro's here to stay.
So yeah,
But
let us know
we'll
if you guys like it. Let us know what we should change. So, but that's about it for us here today. We'll see you next Monday.
Yes, sir.
Adios.